service delivery. As the 2026 elections draw closer, voters are demanding more than slogans. They want leaders who understand governance, accountability, and the hard realities of parliamentary work.
Today we speak with Obbie Musunga, who's an aspiring candidate who has positioned himself as a new community-driven alternative for Munali. His recent visibility in local initiatives has attracted both attention and scrutiny, raising questions about credibility, capacity, and long-term governance plans. In this interview, we go beyond campaign promises. We test leadership, probe integrity, examine whether his vision for Munali stands up to real accountability benchmarks. These questions aim to unpack not just what he wants to do, but how, with what resources, and under which governance principles. Welcome to the show, Mr. Musunga.
Thank you so much, Shekinah. Good morning, Fortrace. Good morning, Zambia, and the good people of Munali constituency.
All right. Now, before we dive into the conversation surrounding Munali, well, maybe you might just want to describe yourself and your journey into politics.
All right. So my name is Obbie Musunga Chomba. I'm a qualified pharmacist. I'm an entrepreneur as well, a business development expert and social justice advocate. So beyond the political arena, obviously I'm a father, a family man, a believer, and also a community leader. So in many of my interactions with the community, I think started my leadership journey way back, obviously in high school, where I was at Mbala High School. There I held various responsibilities, being a president for the press club. I love journalism just like you do. Also a captain for the volleyball team. We did quite a number of things there with the people at Mbala High School. Crossing over to Evelyn College, I think that's the time I came into Lusaka, 2011. I moved into Evelyn College being an enthusiast to become a pharmacy technologist. I had to involve myself in various activities within school that started shaping my political journey. So I was a member of the pharmaceutical EcoPharmSA, which is Evelyn College Pharmacy Students Association. There I served with friends, and also in my final year, I aspired to lead as a sports secretary, and thanks to the student populace at Evelyn College then, over 8,000 students at a time, I was given the privilege to serve as sports secretary, did quite a number of things amid these challenges that we had at a time. But then with the people that surrounded my leadership, obviously captains from various sports disciplines, we championed sports that everyone would be able to participate and be proud of whatever we were doing at the time. Moving out of Evelyn College, I joined the profession as a pharmacy technologist, obviously continued to participate in various activities. In the pharmaceutical industry, particularly in the Pharmaceutical Society of Zambia, I served as a media committee member. Also served as organizing committee member for various activities, the AGM as well. By 2019, I was doing my Bachelor of Pharmacy, after which I completed, still working and participating in various activities. We formed the Zambia Union of Pharmacy Professionals, and as we speak, I'm the founding General Secretary of the Zambia Union of Pharmacy Professionals, advancing the labor and industrial relations affairs within the pharmaceutical industry. So this is a journey, obviously, that has come with a lot of responsibilities. We've participated in various policy formulation activities and also advocating for the well-being and plight of every pharmacy personnel within Zambia. So all this journey and part of my corporate work as an entrepreneur, a businessman, also someone who has been able to work both with government, non-governmental organization. I'm the country manager for a multinational company within the pharmaceutical industry. All this has shaped me and given me the stamina that I would be able to push every agenda as far as governance and leadership is concerned at national level. And so my aspirations are coming from what I've built over time, just so we can be able to partner with the community and see how best we can develop Munali constituency.
All right. So you have positioned yourself as an independent, aspiring Munali MP. Now, could you say independents lack party structures to deliver projects? So how exactly do you plan to get funds or influence Parliament to deliver on their own promises that you are making?
Thank you so much, Shekinah. That's an interesting question. And yes, I'm coming in as an independent candidate, obviously coming from a background where I've never been partisan, and also coming in with ideologies, obviously, that to be able to fit this generation we're in and the generations to come. I'm coming in, obviously, from a background where I would love every Munali citizen to be part of the agenda, regardless of the background, regardless of the colors where they belong. I see myself as a uniting factor for Munali constituents, and that's why I've decided to go as an independent candidate. Not only that, but you'd be able to understand that when you come on the scene as a political figure and you'd want to push agendas as far as governance is concerned, it's very challenging, especially young people, to move into political parties, because there is a process of adoption. Mm-hmm. And so when you have a vision, you don't want that vision to be distracted, because I'll be scrutinized. Obviously, there are quite a number of people that have come before me. But I truly understand that this season is my season, and I'm ready to be able to partner with anyone to work for the people of Munali constituents and Zambia as a whole. So I would not want a situation whereby I submit my papers to a political party and they are telling me that your time has not yet come. But no, then let the people themselves within Munali judge and decide whether my time has come or not. One thing for sure is that resource is a factor in this journey. Okay, now for me, I value people as the greatest resource that I have. And so I have to ensure that what I'm doing is visible to the people to see. My vision is clear enough, communicated clearly so that people will be able to understand and buy into it. I'll tell you for a fact that people that win elections in majority of the constituencies may not be the people that have got the major resources, as it were, in terms of monetary resources, but the people that would be able to see what you are doing. Of course, I'll have to spend, as Obbie, I'll have to, this is a journey I've embarked on, ready to ensure that I engage the community. While engaging, I'll have materials to give. I'll have my manifesto to share with the people. So all these, obviously, I'll have to make sure that I use resources to be able to disseminate those materials. Where these resources, other resources will come from, obviously, we've got partners. I don't exist as an island, but obviously I've got people I collaborate with, both at national and international level. So I believe that a number of people have bought into what we've been doing over time, and these are the same people that will come through to see to it that these campaigns are done from the start to the end without us being constrained in any way. So the other part of the question, Shekinah, you mentioned about how will you be able to integrate and ensure that promises are delivered. And I'll have to mention here for a fact that we are not here to promise heaven or things that may not be done. What we are coming with are ideologies and also the vision that we have for Munali constituents. We are coming with practical solutions, obviously, that will be able to shape the governance of this country and the governance of Munali constituents, as it were. So when the agenda is clear, it's very, very easy for the country, obviously the governance systems within the country, to buy into the vision, because what everyone wants, even within Zambia, is development. And so if we have that common language, it doesn't matter if I stand on a party whether I stand as an independent candidate, because what we are pushing is developmental agendas. So I must be able to understand the shift we are in, especially which political parties in power, what's their ideologies. I must be able to know. And how does it align with the policies, with the manifesto that I'm bringing to my Munali constituency? So it is premised on the developmental objective. We have Zambia, developed Zambia by 2030. Zambia must be a developed nation, a health nation. So I must be able to ensure that my vision, the vision for Munali constituency, aligns with the government agenda as well.
Do remember that this is Voice of the People. You can be part of the conversation by calling us up. That is on 0955-997-997. Calling us up or sending us a message on either 0979-192-485 or 0961-690-487. With us in studio, we do have Mr. Obbie Musunga, who is an aspiring candidate who has positioned himself as a new community-driven alternative for Munali. Especially if you live within Munali, then this is your chance to have whatever it is that you believe those who are saying they'll represent you must put at the forefront. You can call us up, you can send us a message. And speaking of what's happening with Munali at the moment, we've heard of land grabbing and irregular title allocations that are recurring governance problems in Lusaka, and I would say maybe rather Zambia. So now, what will you do to stop land grabbing within Munali, and how will you hold local officials or even traditional leaders accountable if they are involved within such?
All right, so before we even go to that question, Shekinah, I must tell you that our vision is to build a vibrant and inclusive Munali that empowers young people, promotes innovation, and drives sustainable growth. So with that vision coming in and understanding the challenges that we have on the ground, I'll not come into work as Obbie Chomba on my own. There is an already existing system, and leadership is about systems. When it comes to the issue of land, we do have a ministry responsible for land, and what we need is dialogue. Okay, so we have different leadership within the community. We've got the church, we've got NGOs within our systems, we've got the WDCs, we've got our councillors. When I come in as a member of parliament who's presiding over the affairs of the constituency, I must make sure that everyone understands where we are going. We must cast that vision together. We must be able to respect, obviously, the law. It is a responsibility of every citizen to respect the law. And so if there are established channels according to Ministry of Lands, first of all, we have to understand where did we come from and what has led to this problem. How best now can we dialogue to ensure that this problem is ironed not only for now, but for the years to come. What has been done in the wrong, obviously, those are disputes that we must be able to find ways of handling them. So traditional leaders must be able to also understand we do respect the traditional leaders. And as they obviously come in to give land, we must be able to understand what type of land are we dealing with. So it's very important, obviously, to communicate that people should not be able to sell land to different people, as it were. It's not lawful. So we must be able to stand on the principles of governance. We must be able to respect the rule of law and ensure that everyone complies. Those that are not complying, we cannot defend them, but rather ensure that the law takes its own course. For those that are not complying, that's the only way we can go. But every citizen is bound, obviously, to follow the Constitution, is bound to be able to respect all the rules and laws that have been set at community level, at national level, as it were. So there are channels, and I'll be able to assure that mine is to ensure that we follow the channels and everyone understands the process, because that's my responsibility to provide oversight to the constituents.
And still continuing with the very same thought, I would say, what have you noticed or seen? These are challenges that those who are within Munali are facing, that once should I be voted into office, that would be my first on my agenda.
Clearly now, Shekinah and Fortrace, our dear listeners out there, you may understand that Munali is the face of Zambia. Munali is the face of Lusaka. And if it were up to us, and given a chance, Munali must be the cleanest constituency there is in Zambia. You know why? Do you know why? Munali, all the investors that are coming in this country, obviously passes through Munali. All our presidents from neighboring countries and at international level, when they are coming into Zambia, where are they coming? Where are they passing first? It's Munali constituents. Our president, Republican president, when he's going out and coming in into this country, is passing through Munali constituents. So now that gives you a picture of how valuable this constituency is. Not neglecting any other constituents, but as a constituency, we have quite a number of challenges. If we started dissecting them one by one here, it would take the whole day. We're just talking about these.
So what
problems.
are your top three then?
So now, if we look at the issue of sanitation, I think that's priority. Look at the drainage systems. It all falls under sanitation and health. We have some unplanned settlement within Munali constituents. And one thing for sure is that we are happy that the population within Munali is growing even up to about 300,000 people. It will interest you to know that. So we must make sure that our people live in a healthy environment. So issues to do with sanitation is very critical, because if we don't address these issues, challenges, we are in rain season now, and this is we do not want to lose our citizens within Munali constituents due to cholera outbreaks. We must make sure that our sewer systems are addressed, and that people would be able to trade in clean environments, as it were. It's not a good sight, even as we go there in certain markets now, you find that where they are selling food, that's where a sewer line has broken and all that. So all those things, we must be able to ensure that we anyway, as leaders, must not be able to work in isolation. We've got donors, we've got partners, we've got, even the governance system itself. We must be able to go ensure that we collaborate with different ministries that are responsible to ensure that we sort out our problems that we have. Not only that, we do have constituency development fund, and as an MP, I have that responsibility to provide oversight, accountability, and transparency to ensure that these resources are prudently utilized. You get what I mean? So if we are now looking at the challenges in Munali, we have youths, just like Zambia. Majority of the population within Munali are youths, and some of them are students. We have about 4 education facilities. These are universities and colleges. We must make sure that our economic outlook within the constituents is as bright for everyone within the constituents. There are high unemployment levels, not only in Munali constituents, but Zambia in general. Now, given a chance, an opportunity as a member of parliament, obviously, I must not be able to look at myself or a portion of a constituency. I must ensure that within that constituency, majority of these young people who are future leaders are given a chance. Whether they've gone to school or not, we must find a way. And our priority is to ensure that we bring entrepreneurial solutions into Munali constituency. We are going to obviously work together with all leaders within the constituents to ensure that we bring in craft centers. We do not have craft centers within Munali constituency. And that's why these unemployment issues have been there, and that's where we are breeding quite a number of junkies, though they are not junkies. No one was born a junkie, but we have seen that behavior, unruly behavior. These are people, if they do not have anything to do, are becoming thieves, are breaking things, and also are robbing people within the constituents. So what those craft centers will be able to do is that they will empower our young people with skills, incubate them within 3 months. You do not need the whole 2 years for you to get a skill. Being a someone who's getting catering services skills media skills, some of the customer service management skills, talk of plumbing, electrical, all those things. You do not need 3 years to be in school to get that. But we are saying everyone within Munali, already we have the grade 12s that completed grade 12 just this month. Where are they going to be? What are they going to find? So we must provide a platform, an environment which will empower these people. And when we do that, it will make them employable, even to the companies that we do have within Munali constituents. So we are telling now these employers that in Munali constituents, we do have craft centers where we are incubating skills that will be able to make a difference within your work environments. Can you now give us an attention? You do not need to employ outside Munali constituents. You know what I mean? That's a deliberate move that we have to make as a people of Munali constituents. We have to make a resolve that these young people, obviously ZAF, we have different facilities, government facilities as well. When we are employing, can we prioritize the young people of Munali constituents? And so, amongst these who have been incubated, they will not only rely on government employment or these others. I'm an entrepreneur. I've done entrepreneurship for as long as I completed my diploma in pharmacy. 12 years of experience. I've not been in public service. I've worked from the private sector, and I've been doing my own thing. So these are things that we are saying. It's only when we enterprise that we'll be able to build an economically sound constituency. And that's the way to go. Talk of the health sector itself. In Munali constituency, we are glad that we do have a tertiary hospital, which is Levi Mwanawasa University Teaching Hospital. But that's a referral hospital. If you look around various places, you find that all that we have are clinics. And these clinics, if you look, they cannot be able to handle the population that has grown this time. So what we are saying is, let's prioritize either one of the clinics, upgrade it, obviously, to a level 1 hospital. What will that do? Obviously, to lessen the burden from Levi Mwanawasa Hospital, and it also provides a platform for employment for other young people that are waiting to be employed. So these are avenues where we are saying we should be able to make sure that Munali is vibrant. Munali has got palpable leadership that would be able to advance the agenda, the developmental agendas at grassroots level. We talk of security issues. Security is a major concern, and we do not want everyone to be working in fear within Munali constituents. We have, obviously, people that have been attacked, time and the number. People are going to jog, do fitness activities, but they've been attacked. They've instilled fear in our people. And what we are saying is that the forces within Munali constituents must be able to give us a listening ear, as much as we are giving them a listening ear, so that we come together. How are we going to do away with these security challenges? We've got ZNS in Munali. We've got ZAF, and we've got the police service. How can we combine these forces to ensure that even those, I'm happy to mention that it's a good move that now we've gone back to voluntary Zambia National Service training. These people that we are training, how best are we collaborating with the community to ensure that we curb all those challenges? Now, it takes leadership that collaborates, communicates, to be able to know really what the people are going through. And I've been part of Munali constituents for a longer period of time, and having grown into the constituents, being shaped in from there as a leader, I think these challenges, if we come together collectively, united as a constituents, obviously we'll be able to deal with them. Prostitution is another challenge.
All right, you can be part of the conversation. The phone lines are open. The numbers are 0979-192-485 or 0955-997-997, and you can be part of the conversation. We are joined in the studio by Mr. Obbie Musunga, who is aspiring for Munali constituency. Now, you did touch on the CDF, the Constituency Development Fund, yes, which is usually misused, which reports we have heard.
Yeah.
What specific transparency mechanism will you introduce so that every kwacha is accounted for that is meant for Munali to be tracked and publicly audited?
All right. Thank you so much, Shekinah.
Actually, that's
Fortrace. Yes. No, Fortrace for that question. When we talk about, I must mention that I'm not only coming in as a pharmacist in this environment, political environment. I'm bringing in the leadership, the business acumen, obviously, that I've, as an entrepreneur, I've acquired over the time. And also to mention that I'm a master's Master of Business Administration General, finalist at the University of Lusaka. So all this, with what we've applied in our own businesses, you must be able to know that what we are bringing to the table is transparency and accountability. Integrity is what we'll put at the center of everything that we are doing. So the systems that are existing, I mentioned that they must be able to appreciate and understand our vision. One thing for sure is that every kwacha, every ngwe for a Zambian must be accounted for. Now how? So when we are given these resources, they must be traced. Starting from the account where they are being, from Ministry of Finance to the constituency account, they must be able to be traced. Regardless of the project being done within the constituents, we must have statement of accounts, okay? These statements of accounts will be able to provide a track record of what was spent and what is available within the account. Now, when we have this statement of account, it must be backed up by invoices and receipts that were given at every project or every service that was acquired for the benefit of the constituents. So no one must be able to utilize the funds for the constituency, for the country, without really providing evidence of how that money was produced, was acquired and spent. So the WDCs equally, ward development committees, must be able to appreciate these concepts. Now, what's the composition of the WD? We must be able to interrogate, and the values of these people that we are bringing in, what principles do they stand on? So there must be a balanced composition of these committees, so much so that even the councillors, they must be mentored. Not all of the councillors would have to understand traceability of resources and all this. They need time to appreciate this, but as a leader, you have given me the mandate to preside over the affairs of the constituents. Mine is to ensure that transparency and accountability goes to the last mile and all resources are accounted for.
Now, you are saying that when we look at the monies that are provided for when it comes to CDF, which is availed to every constituency, and I'm sure Munali got that as well. But why haven't we seen much change in Munali?
So, obviously, every constituency is allocated to these funds. Now, it will interest you to know that these funds are not given upfront. Okay, obviously, it is given upon you making those requests. Some money would be there, yes, but then, major, you must be able to provide a plan. How are you going to utilize these resources? And when given those funds for a first project, you must be able to retire those accounts and ensure that everything was utilized according to the plan and the vision that you had casted earlier. Now, if you are not able to do all these things, submit to the committees that are responsible to make approvals, and Ministry of Finance is not able to see any tangible work that you are doing, I'm afraid that money cannot be disbursed as it were. So I'm not sure, and I would not want to insinuate. Of course, other things such as scholarships and all that, we may need to do a research to understand if these things really have been done or not. But yes, we've seen few or little works within Munali constituency that has been done by CDF. Obviously, a few I can point at. I know at Charleston there we've done a school. Thanks to the young, vibrant councillor Mpundu, who has been up and about ensuring that Chanda ward is vibrating. But then, in majority, many other areas, point at Kalikidiki ward and Kalingalinga ward, come to Chakunkula. What tangible things have we done? So we've not been able to do that, and let's go to the accounts themselves. Let's be honest with each other. How much money did we receive, and how have we been able to help the constituents? So it needs also, a leader is someone who communicates. As much as we are doing legislative work in Parliament, we have a responsibility to come back to the community, obviously, helping them appreciate what we've been able to do at parliamentary level, National Assembly level, as well as with the community level. At the end of the year, we must come back to the community, sit down with all the leaders, help them appreciate what is it that we have done. But if a leader folds his arms and say, whatever happens, I don't care, how would we be able to appreciate what they've done? So they've never communicated to us, neither have we seen anything that has been done. For me, I can say that Lead 2 has been done using Constituency Development Fund within Munali constituency.
Do remember, this is Voice to the People, and you can send us a message. You can call us up. That is either on 0979-192-485 or 0961-690-487. Also, what you can do is directly call us up on 0955-997-997. Now, we do have the current Munali constituency member of parliament, that's Honorable Mike Mposha, who did announce that he's going to defend his parliamentary seat come 2026. And he did caution political opponents or competitors such as yourself to prepare for another heartbreak. So here's what he had to say verbatim about the matter.
Give me competition, the competition that they're talking about. Someone who doesn't even know Munali, doesn't even have a small structure like a toilet in Munali. You've not even created a job in Munali. You can go on social media and show your popularity. We'll meet in 2026 on the ground.
Are you recontesting?
Oh yes, yes I am, because I've done very well. And I'm still around, so I'm recontesting. This is my first year in Parliament. There are so many projects that I've lined up, and I would want to push them further and see Munali where I want it to be. So yes, I'm recontesting. So those that are thinking that I'm going somewhere, of course there are demands. I have 2 other constituencies where people are calling for me that you've done very well there. Please, can you come this side? Can you go this side? But I'm a Munali person, so I'm here, and I want to assure my competitors that just put your art properly. You will not have it easy, because I'm ready to defend this seat, and I want to assure the viewers and you, innocent, that my best politics, best campaign is the one I'm going to in 2026.
So those were his words. What's your take as a fellow competitor, saying that he's done the most?
I mean, that is very strong, I must say, especially when you do not understand the strengths and weaknesses of your competitors. It's very important to analyze before you even make a statement. And as a leader, mentioning that these competitors who've not built a toilet or anything, we've got quite a number of community projects that we are doing. Yesterday, I must make mention here that we were commissioning a bridge for the people of Kalikiliki and Mtendere wards. This is a bridge that has not been done over 25 years. The chairman within that community mentioned. Now you would look at those, it's small things that obviously people would be able to test if really this one is a leader and all that. We're not doing that for sure, but we have got a responsibility. If this is a leader that has traversed and boasts about the works that they've done, did they notice such things? You go to Kalingali, that's Kaunda Square Stage 1 clinic. Again, we have 1 toilet. There's a toilet that both women and men, children, boys and girls, we are using within that environment. Now, can you not feel the pain for the people as a leader? We've come in and be able to collaborate with people that we are working with on the ground. We've done another toilet at that clinic, and we are renovating the other one. So the people of Munali are resolved. The people of Munali know what they want. We understand the pain that we've been through over the years. And the leader who has not been on the ground for the past 5 years coming back and say, this is the way I'm going and will be the best campaign, let it be. But the people themselves will be able to judge. I do not want to preempt other things, the feedback we've been getting on the ground due to respect that I hold for every competitor within this environment. But then there is an outcry for fresh air within Munali constituency. It's like Ichpute, you know Ichpute? Ichputenach pia very red, and people just can't wait. That's a condition of munali, and they're just waiting for that doctor. And I can assure you, the vibrance that we are coming with, the vision that we have for munali, already works that we are doing on the ground with different people. We may not have party structures, but the structures are embedded within the communities, those that are seeing our works that we are doing for them. I am the solution. Together with the people of Munali, we must be able to bring change and development that we've been yearning for, so much so that Munali becomes that vibrant constituency, economically sound, that empowers the young people. Young people are crying. Our mothers are crying. That's the gap that we've had, and we've come to ensure that we fill this gap. We communicate. I mean, I live in Munali constituency. I don't know where our member of parliament lives. Where is he? I've lived in PHI, I've lived in Chamba Valley, I've lived in Kaunda Square. Now in Salama Park. Where is he?
Actually, and for those who might not be quite aware of all the residential areas within Munali constituency, can you list some of them in case they're not quite sure where they fall in?
So Munali is quite vast. You may be, it may interest you to know that Munali has got 6 wards. We do have Chakunkula, we do have Munali itself. The Chamba Valley area, obviously, this big part of Mutumbi area votes into Munali constituents. Traverse Munali using Kamanga areas and part of Obama. Most of those people vote from Nkoloma Stadium. Get into airport roundabout, all that area, coming into Chanda, moving all the way. Some of the people in Minwood Ibex, as much as they are in Chongwe, they vote from the Catholic Church within Chanda. You move all the way, Salama Park on the other end of Chanda, that's all Munali. Coming into part of Ibex, going into far right, this is now Kalikidiki, where Kalikidiki is. Move all the way. Ibex shares Mtendere, part of Mtendere, goes into Kalingalinga, Ali Kinkata sweeps. We are now going into Unza and East Park. All that area is Munali constituency. And we would want to ensure that we encourage all the voters, all the eligible voters within Munali constituency to take advantage of the extension. Obviously, 26th, Electoral Commission of Zambia will be able to close the voter registration exercise. Let's take advantage, especially the young people, those that have just come from secondary school now. We have a duty and a responsibility to ensure that we place in leaders that have got the interest of our generation and the generation to come at heart. And I am that leader that is offering myself to serve together with the people of Munali constituency.
We do have a message that's come in. It says, good morning, Queens and Obbie, Vic here. The opposition has been saying that the political space has been shrinking. Do you agree? Recently, stones were thrown at the president. And how is it safe for those who are just coming up in this political space, seeing that you're a young person, and also now about Bill 7, talking about the member mixed representation among them, is that youths are in within that. Are you for it as well? So he's touched on a number of things, so I'm not sure which part you'd like to start with first.
All right, so on a number of things that our fellow citizen, obviously early riser has mentioned or commented on, I would go obviously on lawlessness. Because, I mean, throwing stones, it's not our culture. And as young people, we must not be used for any vice that will be able to bring confusion within this country. So I strongly condemn the act, obviously, of throwing stones at the president. That is a Republican president, for crying out loud. That's a father for the nation. You know what I mean? So we must have respect, just as we respect our parents at home. And that cannot be condoned at whichever level. Even at institution level now, when people are vivering, you can't see them start throwing stones. It's long gone. this generation must be a generation of ideas for development. You know what I mean? This generation must be able to seek opportunities, because where challenges are, lies opportunities, and we must be able to take advantage of that. So what our fellow citizens, young people did in Chingola, I think that must be condemned to the strongest terms, and whoever is behind that, the law must take its course. We must take the law in our own hands. We must make sure that we dialogue. The president was in that environment. Why don't we come as young people with written documents to submit to the president that these are challenges that we are facing? Why don't we face the closest? I mean, one chance for, as long as there is protocol, there is it is done in a good manner to submit the submission within that environment. We understand the challenges that are in every corner of this Zambia, but bringing in bad behavior, it may not help us. Young people, let's resist from taking the law in our own hands and using means that may not advance developmental agendas. So that's, for me, that's a no to go. And so, yes, Bill 7 is ongoing, and we've seen the reactions from different types of stakeholders. What we are saying is that much of the content, obviously, is progressive, especially you talk about young people. Yes, it is one thing that we must be able to have a constitution that strongly supports participation in development of young people in developmental issues within this country. Now, for me, I think it's time. Obviously, government has spent resources to ensure that it gets feedback from different stakeholders. That, for me, from the word go, was supposed to be the stance. Engage as many people as possible, because that's a national document. It's not a document for the UPND party, no. It's not a document for the PF, or it's not a document for whichever political party is within this country, no. That's a document that will govern us. We must give it the time it deserves so that it goes under scrutiny by every well-meaning Zambian within this country. So at the process we are moving, I think, I mean, we can't rush law, especially where the constituency, the constitution is concerned. We must move stage by stage. So let's see how things will turn out, and we are hoping that majority of the Zambians will come in, make submission as many submissions as we can, see what we can do, what is feasible, what we are supporting, and yeah, at the right time, let it pass. If the Zambian people are collectively say no, then we have to give it a thought, because that's a process, and we must not shorten the process in whichever way to ensure that a law passes.
Okay. Now, as we'll be wrapping up our conversation, what is your words to the Munali constituents right now?
Thank you so much. The good people of Munali constituency, we are resolved, obviously, to build a vibrant Munali constituency that will support the aspirations of both the young and old people within Munali constituency. We've got a number of challenges, and now is the time that we are bringing the value to the table. We are bringing the voice that will speak without fear or favor, and a leader that will be able to stand with everyone. A leader that will be able to follow protocol, a leader that will be able to give a listening ear. By the way, our symbol is an ear. Every great leader gives a listening ear to the people, so that you move with the people, walk that journey with the people. Whatever we are doing is not for me, it's for the constituents. So please, go out there in numbers, get your voters' cards. Come that day, let's walk this journey together and build the Munali we want together. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much once again for coming through, Mr. Obbie.
Really, really appreciate. I value all the listeners out there. Keep it up.
All right. This has been Voice of the People right here on the Power Breakfast Show. You can catch us, that is via Dstv, channel 92 on Topstar. You can watch us on Dstv, channel 92 on Topstar, or you can go to our socials on Power FM Zambia on Facebook and watch us live. The Breakfast Show continues with Fortrace and Shekinah.
So the people, Monday to Friday from 8:45 to 8:30 a.m. Great morning conversations start here.
Registration continues. The Electoral Commission of Zambia has extended